Hi, I'm Farzanasuri, your victory coach. Years ago, I was made redundant. I lost my job. And the most difficult part about losing a job, especially when you're at the pinnacle of success, where you've done many years in an organization, and you just expected that the organization would take care of you, would perhaps look towards your growth and your career graph upwards, is when something kind of happens without you even seeing it. You realize that you've been given a pink slip and you've been told to go. The most difficult part about that feeling of losing a job to me has been the fact that it stripped me of my identity. My identity was my job. The designation was my life. The work that I did, I identified it as my definition of who Farzanasuri was, and that took a beating. It took such a bad beating that I was angry, I was hurt, I was depressed for many weeks because I just could not get over the fact that I was told to go, and I couldn't fathom what made the management or the organization take a decision like this, because I prided myself on being an exemplary employee. I was a great worker. Clients loved me, my colleagues loved me, so and I was good at my job. So so when this kind of hit me, I just couldn't fathom where it was coming from and what do I do next. And the worst thing at that point in time is to try to figure your way out of the darkness and see the light. It's very difficult to see the light because all you can see is darkness surrounding you, and I was in that state. However, there was one thing that you and I both have in common, is that we have something which is very precious, and that is called will, determination. The ability to stand up no matter how far down you may have been thrown, no matter where you have fallen. You and I both have the ability to stand up. So today, this message is for all of you out there who may have perhaps gone through something similar to what I experienced a few years ago. And the one thing that I did for myself was I refused to give up. I refused to give in. And all I could think was that I'm going to make a life of myself that is beyond the identity of a job. It is something that I love. And the one way that I thought I could channelize it was through knowledge. Because people can strip you away of everything, your designation, your ego, your whatever. But one thing that they cannot strip you away from is the knowledge that you have. So I, deep dived into my life of learning, and I started learning anything and everything that would help me personally grow first, because there are so many parts of us that need polishing. There are so many parts of us that need a little honing. I took the opportunity of the time when I was out of a job to study, to learn. And education doesn't necessarily come from taking expensive courses, but education comes from the fact that we have free information available to us in this digital world. I got onto YouTube. I learned things about self-development. I learned things about the business that I was kind of moving into, about people. I learned about success stories of people, because eventually success leaves clues, right? And I borrowed those clues into my life, and I said, what, I'm going to make something happen for me. I'm not going to let this keep me down, because you and I, like I said, we both have it in us to not only stand tall, but to march ahead. This third thing that was valuable to me was to create my personal brand. You and I both have a personal brand. You may not have seen it yet, but I know for sure, I'm so certain about it, that you have it as much as I do. And the way to create and cultivate a personal brand is to first of all stand for something unique, stand for something special that makes you the special person that you are. Be true to that, be authentic to that, that specialty that you own. The second thing is wow everybody with that experience. whatever you are, whoever you are, whatever you stand for yourself. So it could be, your commitment. It could be perhaps your integrity. It could be perhaps the fact that you are technologically really very sharp. It could be the fact that you are a people's person. Whatever is your specialty, wow people with that experience. So when they think of that specialness, the only person that they can think of is you. The third thing within this is, I would say, is be indispensable. Make people crave to be around you. And the way to do that is with knowledge. When you're able to do this, believe me, you'll have raving fans around you. And people will perhaps look up to you, look up to your story and learn from your story to be successful, to keep marching, because we all, you and I, deserve to walk the path of victory. We deserve to be at the victory podium, standing out there with the efforts, the determination, the grit, and everything that embodies us, because you are not a designation. You are not who you think you are. So bye for now. I'm Farzanasuri, your victory coach. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful month ahead.